Good evening, I'm Vinita from BriBooks. Today we have Somya, who has written a very beautiful, interesting book, The Joy of Compassion. So over to Somya. Somya, can you please introduce yourself and talk about your book?
A very good evening, ma'am. My name is Somya Dhamija, and I study in grade 7. I have written the book Joy of Compassion, which shows the compassion and kindness towards the needy people. And it also tells us that we should help them, the poor people, by donating and by the charity.
It's a very beautiful plot for the story. So Soumya, what gave you this idea? Do you usually feel compassionate towards the people who have less in life? And you also mentioned about person who cannot see in your book. So how did you get the entire idea of having a story written on this particular concept?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, my grandparents and my parents do charity and donation to the poor, needy people. And I have written the book about the old blind man and the young girl, Meena, who showed her compassion and helped him.
Lovely. What are your interests apart from, reading, writing? What all hobbies do you have?
My hobbies are of playing badminton and reading storybooks.
Lovely. So, Samya, is this your first book?
Yes, ma'am. On BriBooks platform, I have written it first time.
So, how is your experience of writing on the platform? And did you
Ma'am,
take?
it was wonderful. And I was discovered by BriBooks through the recommendation of my conversation teacher, Vinaika ma'am. She told me about this platform, and I thought about writing a book. And I was impressed by the voice for the emerging writers.
Lovely. And tell me, when I was going through your work, and you have very beautifully, chosen the right images to support your storyline. So, and you have written a very flawless, interesting story. So, are you in generally good at writing stories? Do you read a lot of stories? How did you get this entire flow of writing, or did you take help from your parents or teacher? How was the process of writing?
Yes, ma'am. My teacher and my parents played a valuable role and for writing this book. My parents shared innovative ideas which helped me refine my craft, and my teacher gave constructive feedback which enhanced my vocabulary.
Lovely. So when you show your work to somebody, your teacher or parent, sometimes we face little criticism also about how we can improve your work, right? So how did you feel when after your first draft of writing, you went to your teacher or your parent, and they suggested the areas of improvement? Were you happy that they added on something valuable, or did you feel a little kind of sadness that you need to do some improvements? How do you take that feedback on your book?
Ma'am, this was my first experience,
Hmm.
and my teacher and my parents supported me a lot.
Hmm.
And I always thought to write a book, and I'm so elated today
So tell me, do you
having this book.
aspire to be a writer when you grow up, or do you want this to be a hobby?
Yes,
Somewhere.
ma'am. I aspire to craft the stories which empower the readers to aim big and like aim something in their life and dream big.
Wonderful, Soumya. So tell me, writing on BriBooks, how was your, experience? Because you've written it for the first time on our platform. So did you feel that it was easy? How many days did you take to complete your book and publish it?
Wrote the book daily, like 3 to 4 pages, writing it, and I was like enjoying it, writing this book.
Okay. So
on this
Samya,
page.
how did you feel? What was your feeling when you got your, written book published and when you ordered the first copy of your book? What was the feeling like?
Like I was so happy having this book, and I was excited to say my friends, neighbors, relatives, family, tell about this book and the moral we get from it.
That's something, yeah. Every story, I think, should have some learning point for the reader. So Soumya, many congratulations once again for writing such a beautiful book. And I wish that you're able to write many more stories which can inspire and create some value in other people's life. And thank you so much for this beautiful, conversation. And on this note, I will wrap up today's, podcast with you. All the best for your writing journey.
Thank you so much, ma'am.